I've told y'all, man, I'm gonna be going back to back with a lot of these. So this one is gonna be more. It's gonna be about a micro center story. So this kind of takes place around, I'll say, after 2003, when I was kind of getting my grind on and stuff like that. Kind of in high school, I didn't move around. I wasn't really moving around outside of school in the contacts that I had and just people in the neighborhood. I started kind of branching out. Eventually, I ended up in St. Paul, and we was making some bread out there. So to kind of give it a little bit of a backdrop, I still wasn't really driving at that time. Graduated from high school in 2001. Wasn't really sure about what I wanted to do. Like I said, at that time I wasn't really doing a lot of building computers and stuff like that. So, maybe around about like 18 or something like that, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So it wasn't until 2003 that I went to IPR. I'll get a video on that, where it was, and get some more information on it, because I might do another segment of that too. But I already think I covered that a little bit. But before, the quality wasn't really all that for that story time. So what microcenter did, microcenter is off of Highway 100, so it's way on the other side of Uptown. I'll throw a picture up so y'all can see that. I may not do it live. I might just kind of rock out like this, because I'm trying to cut these out as quick as I can. And so microcenter basically gave you, just like below cost price, or just maybe a little above cost price for, anything, man. We used to get the CD jackets. All of that. A lot of times what we would do is I take a bus all the way to a certain point of Uptown, and then hop on a cab, or sometimes we might have somebody bring us or whatever, until I start driving. But I didn't really start driving until like 2007. But by that time I was kind of working, so it wasn't like I was on the block. Before, I had a backpack full of mixtapes, t-shirts, stuff like that, and we just kind of hustling on the block. We're on the block with the D-boys and the folks who sell the weed or whatever, and then folks riding the bus, and I'm going over south. So that's pretty much where things are going. And I just go home and just make my mixtapes and then come, So my hustle wasn't formulated as I was still still had that block mentality. You see what I'm saying? You got to go all the way back home and hop on another bus to go re-up. So microcenter allowed me to get CDs for the dirt. Now, around that time, you could get like 100 pack for $20, as opposed if you go to, I think it was CompUS or Office Depot. We go to Office Depot. At one point, sometimes when I be by my house, because I stayed in the West Bank, so I could hop on the 7 and go downtown to their Office Depot, and I guess we would look and see whatever deals they got. I don't even think we went on the internet for it. I think we had like signed up for a subscription, and we would see there's a deal on paper. Go home, burn the mixtapes, come out, hustle it, get the newest CD out, whatever the case, make mixtapes and do all kind of stuff like that. So that's what we had did. Then, once we heard about microcenter, sometimes I would buy, that's my little phone. Sometimes I would buy stuff like, I would buy, like, if I needed a new CDR or whatever. It wasn't something that I needed a lot. You see what I'm saying? Eventually I went and got a DVD duplicator. The Smack DVD thing was real big. So I'm gonna show y'all a picture of that. The Smack DVD thing was by storm. This was Smack DVD right here. So basically you'd have rappers that would come out and they'd be rapping or doing their new songs or whatever. It was almost like YouTube before YouTube. And that was a big thing, like, especially like in New York and stuff. But you'd have the Smack DVDs. Gucci Man was getting bigger, 50 Cent, David Banner. Everybody that was a somebody, Jeezy, they all was on these DVDs, and people kind of want to hear. It was like an introduction. And then they had a mixtape too. So there was this dude named Smack in New York. Let me see if I can find out some more information. But there would be these battles and stuff like that. It would be battles, and it would be all kind of stuff like that. And so people wanted to certain volumes. You see what I'm saying? Lil Wayne started releasing a lot of mixtapes and stuff, and those were almost hotter than the albums a lot of times. People wanted the Lil Wayne and his crew. He had a crew called I can't remember what them guys' name, but that was a big thing. Dipset was a big thing. All of these guys was big. Gucci Man was on the reins. He was killing it with the mixtapes with DJ Scream and all them guys, and started doing stuff with DJ Drama and all that. And it got to the point where like the feds came in and they raided DJ Drama. These dudes had Lamborghinis outside, all kind of stuff. They're like, man, these dudes must be selling dope. But they try to hit them with some copyright stuff. It was some BS. Because what the record labels were doing is they would pay people like the Gangsta Grills, DJ Scream, DJ Drama to make mixtapes to make the artist hot. It was kind of going back in the hands of the street when it came to hip hop. If you think about it, whether you like the music or not, it got to the point where you needed a Gangsta Grills, you needed a DJ Drama or a K Slay, or you needed some kind of DJ mix co-signer, because people in the street, that's what they was listening to. And Freedmen, we determine what's hot. Foundational Freedmen, we determine what's hot. Black Americans, we are the ones that determine whether it's a go or not. If it ain't cool with us, it ain't cool nowhere. If you think I'm lying, go over to other places. You got Asian gospel churches. They sound just like us. We determine what's hot. If it ain't hot with us, it ain't hot nowhere on the planet. If it's not hot with us, it's not hot anywhere else. So what do the streets think? Oh, yeah, state property, Dipset, you know what I'm saying? 50, he came in killing the mixtape game. You know what I'm saying? He started out doing mixtapes. He was doing that kind of before everybody else was. You had Strong Arm Steady. A lot of people be sleep on Mixie Slick and Feel the Agony, and it was Talib Kweli and Krondon Dizzaline and all. They was real sleep on Strong Arm Steady. I had a homie from California that was putting me on a lot of that Bay Area stuff. The Mob Figures and the Jack and all that. They were kings in underground out there. Them dudes millionaires out there, man. They didn't even have to leave California. So they had been doing it out the trunk. That's where Master P got a lot of his game. So, you know, the mixtape thing, that was a big thing. Sycamore. We wanted to hear the mixtape. We want to hear rappers rap over other beats and, you know, underground exclusives and stuff that was exclusive. Then a lot of guys in Minneapolis start kind of duplicating that too. Let me come out with a mixtape or something like that, because an album will cause a lot of time the mixtapes be better than the album. The mixtapes sound better than the damn album. That's how Trap or Die was. Trap or Die, and you know what, the mixtapes, the DJs really didn't care if they got bootleg or whatever, so they didn't really, that makes it hot. You know what I'm saying? These dudes was getting money, and the feds were like, hold on, wait a minute, this copyrighted music. Drama's like, wait a minute, nigga, the record label told me to do this. So that was really just an attack on black folks, because people like Jeezy, DJ Dramas, a lot of the artists were actually not getting a damn slave TLC deal. Really what that was about. They paid them to do the promotion and then sent the RIAA on them. You don't have feds just coming to you by accident. They don't just show up. Somebody sent them there. You see what I'm saying? And the RIAA is all tied in with the record labels. It's a no-brainer. It's not rocket science. It's very simple to figure out. So there was a whole thing in Minneapolis where, you know, you had the crackheads ended up messing up the game. They selling stuff for $1 a piece. I switched it up. Hey, I'm doing computer repair. I'll still make some mixtapes here and there. I'm doing computer repair. You can't duplicate that. So around 2007, when I had to realize, like, okay, this street hustling, and you're not gonna really be able to do too much. You're gonna have to change up and do something. Okay, smack DVDs, hip hop DVDs and whatnot. But they selling it for $1. They watered the game down. I would never change my price. I never changed my price. I said, no. So what I did do is I start dealing with this place, and I talked about this before. And this is what, around like 2007, 2008, especially like 2007, I dealt with this place called 3B Tech. 3B Tech Computers. No, I don't think that's it. But it was in Hammond. It was in Hammond, Indiana. I don't know how I found out, but I just did my little research. Actually, 3B Tech versus Garelick, Indiana, city of Hammond. This looks like this was a lawsuit from them. RICO? Whoa. They had a RICO? Is this the same place? 3B Tech Inc. versus Mark Harris. Oh my gosh. Funnel money away from 3B Tech and one of their affiliates, Hoversome. The amended complaint asserts Ms. Wayne transferred $200,000 from 3B Tech to Hoverson accounts located in Indiana without authorization. I didn't know that was going. I was wondering what happened to 3B Tech. They said something about there's a RICO. I used to order desktops from this place. Let me see if I could. But this place, man, right? They up to temporarily blocked. I don't know what's going on here. But let me see if I could find something about this place real quick. This was a very big part of my life, y'all. 3B Tech in Hammond, Indiana. Let me see if I could find some old receipts. Because going into 2007, 3B Tech. Let me see if I could find a receipt. I'm looking at a class that I taught. Looks like there was a class I taught back in 2016 because I was a technical trainer. And I mentioned something about buying computer parts. So I used to buy them and resell them. Yeah, I can't find nothing, man. Yeah, I can't find anything. Let me see if I could. Just bear with me, y'all. Bear with me a little bit. They were in South Bend, Indiana. I thought they were in Hammond, Indiana. Do they have a website? Maybe they closed. Thought it was Hammond, Indiana or South Bend. Maybe it was one of the. I thought it was Hammond, Indiana, but maybe it was. But I don't know how I found out about this place. But they'd have desktops, and I'd find them for $270 and then sell them for $450 or something like that. So that's how I'd be flipping. Throw Windows on there, Linux or whatnot. I got the monitors a lot of times for free, and I did that. So that was a nice little piece to supplement my income around that time. So, and then, once I had a car, I was still able to kind of drive out to microcenter and stuff. I started kind of focusing out of the block mentality. And then I'm like, okay, I'm in this 1-year internship. So now I'm in the job mentality. You see what I'm saying? So before I got that internship, I think it was 2004 when I went to the Digital Career Academy at the Urban League. I'm trying to get the years together. I need to really make a timeline. That's what I should have did. And then it would have been easier for me to go through these things rather than going back and forth or whatnot. But I think it was 2004 that I went to Digital Career Academy, and there was a timeline. Let me see something real quick. Maybe I'll bring this up. This is an old resume. Then maybe I could kind of break that down a little better. All right, there we go. Let's do that. So this will be better. This is my timeline. So Digital Career Academy, I don't know why I said it was 2004. It wasn't 2004 or 2005. I went to Digital Career Academy and got the certificate in April 2007. So a couple months later, that's when I got the job, and I think we had opened up a store. We opened up a store in 2007. Me, Stack Doe, and our other homie. We had opened up a store on 38th and Nicollet. I was doing PC repair and selling CDs, and they were selling clothes. So it was really like their store, and I guess I put in my like $400 a month or whatever the case it may be, and then I would, you know what I'm saying. So at that time, what I should have did is I should have just went and got a job, before that. But so April 2007, got the certificate out of that place for doing desktop support and whatnot. But then, around in July, I got word that there was a position open for one year internship. So now I didn't put that here. But my first position, remember, I did the tall vanilla mocha, when I was breaking down Coloplast. And then from March 09 to 2010, or I'll say March 09 to March 2010. I put October because I was still doing computer repair, but we opened up a shop from March 09 for a year, 1 year commercial lease. And that's when I was doing, XP, Vista, Fedora, Linux, and TeamViewer and stuff like that. And then we had to close. So that was like the second store that we had opened, but I just did it with a different group of homies with this situation. So after my contract was over with Coloplast, like I say, I was buying cars and stuff like that, reselling them joints. I was doing pretty good, so I was doing all right. And then I slowly started doing better and better over time. Now, this right here, when I was working at Connects with, at Burnsville, that was the Burnsville part 1 and part 2 story that I was telling y'all about. But my first Windows 7 migration was in March 2012 for manufacturing. That's where I met the BA Bob. The BA Bob story, that's where I met him. So, Microcenter kind of, I would say it came around, I'm trying to think of what year. It was well before I had a car. So I had been going out to Microcenter for a number of years, because initially it was just, you're going to CompUSA and you're going to a lot of different places like that. You're going to CompUSA, you're going to Office Depot. Best Buy never really had no deals. Sometimes I would get CDs there and stuff like that. I didn't really go to Circuit City that much. A lot of times that was out in the suburbs. So if I wanted to get something from downtown, or I just go to Lake Street. But Microcenter, that really that increased my volume, because sometimes you got to think, you had failures, you had people that make an order and don't come get it, or whatever the case may be. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. But that was my thing on Microcenter, man. I'm gonna post like a little picture and stuff like that and get it edited. I gotta run out, but I'm gonna do some more story times. Turtles in Time should be next.